Welcome to the Be the Solution podcast. And today I welcome my guest, Rob Golfi, and I am Maria Quattrone. And we're excited to have you today, Rob, on Be the Solution, because you most certainly have been and are the solution. So welcome.
Thank you for having me, Maria. It's a pleasure to be here with you.
Excellent. So Rob, behind the scenes, we were talking about a bunch of stuff. Wow, I'm so excited to talk with you today. And I'm interested in learning your journey and your story. So can you start by telling us a little bit about you?
All right. So growing up, I was born and raised in Niagara Falls, Ontario. And I was that kid that grew up, I guess you would say, in the 70s. I mean, I was born in the mid to late 60s. And so growing up, knowing now what I didn't know back then, I was a kid that was ADD and dyslexic. So it was a struggle for me growing up in school, like just going to learning things and everything. I had to learn things differently than most people would do, and I struggled trying to get good marks. I had to study twice as hard than the average person would, and to retain it. And what's that? Sorry?
Did you stay in like regular school, or did you go to a special school?
No, I was in regular school, and I was in regular school right from kindergarten to grade 12. And as I got older, growing up, like I grew up with, my immigrant parents, both parents from Italy. They immigrated to Canada in the 50s. They met here in Canada. And so I used to speak fluent Italian when I was a little boy, but the teachers, said to the parents, hey, listen, you better start talking English to your kid because, he's going to fall behind in school. So my parents started, talking to us in English instead of Italian. But on top of that, when you've got dyslexic and ADD, it's even a bigger struggle when you're growing up. And to retain information was difficult. And so growing up, going through all that, and my dad was a GM worker, worked at GM, immigrant parent working at GM. And all I knew was, as a kid, I wanted to be in business. And I was, very competitive. I always wanted to, I wanted to make money, but I wanted to be happy about it. And that was a key thing. Like, you see people as a kid driving nice cars, this and that. You're always thinking to yourself, gee, I wish I'd be able to have that one day. So fast forward, I graduate high school. I do a year of business college. Then General Motors calls me. And I said, I'm going to take this job because I love buying real estate. I've always been very much into real estate. My friends from high school even remember me saying, as soon as I get out of school, I'm going to buy real estate, but you needed a job. And so General Motors, my dad gets me a job at GM. So I figured I'll try it and I'll go in. I did 1 year of business college and I went to General Motors. And I knew right then and there when I started GM, I said, I'm going to give this 10 years and I'm going to be out. And so I was there for, a year. I figured, okay, 5 years, I'm out. I left in 3 years. It wasn't for me. Two reasons. One, I was born in Canada, and nothing against working a factory job, but it's just my mentality, and it's how your mental state is. I basically thought if my dad came to a different country, didn't know the language. He works at General Motors, which is fine. He raised a great, made good money, raised a family, and he's still alive today. He's been retired for 30 years. And I just felt that I didn't progress as a generation. And you know what I mean? Like I ended up in the same place that he did and I just didn't progress. So that was a big key factor of me leaving General Motors. I always wanted to be in business, and I always wanted to buy real estate. So GM helped me buy a lot of real estate in the late 80s, and I did. I bought a lot of real estate. What's that?
What were you buying?
I was buying duplexes, single families. I was renovating and keeping and selling. I made a lot of money when I was 22, 23 years old. I had 3 years in the GM. I started GM when I was like 20 years old. I have built a lot of equity, a lot of net worth at an early age. And so I said, you know what, this is great. Now, I wanted to get into some kind of business, like a wholesale business or some kind of business that, that was always the goal, have a running business. So I sold my real estate late 89 and early 90, just before the market crashed. And you probably not old enough to know about how the market was in the early 90s or felt it. So I actually had probably about 250,000 in cash on hand, plus my house paid for, and a couple of cars paid for. For a 23-year-old guy, I'm sitting pretty. And so I opened up a beauty supply company where I would supply hair salons and with their products and furniture and everything else. I could fully supply a full hair salon, but I didn't know the business that well. But go ahead.
What made you do that?
Well, the hairstylist, I know, the hairstylist that I was sitting with, he figures that it would be a great business to get in. So it was all my money that I put in, and I got involved in that. And it not only did the recession hit, it just I didn't know enough about the product. I didn't know enough about the business. So there was two aspects there that hurt me. So I did that for about 3 years, and I basically, all the money that I had, I invested in this company, and I ended up with 10 cents on the dollar after I was finished. I closed it up, didn't file bankruptcy on it. I sent all my product back to the people the manufacturers and wholesalers, and then I had to figure something. I needed something to do that where I didn't have to hold inventory, and because the inventory and the accounts receivables were killing me. So I got into direct mail marketing. So I came up with my own direct mail piece, and go to businesses and ask them if they wanted to advertise in my book, and we would send it out. So that's where the marketing part comes into my background. But the problem there, I did that for a while. That gave us a good living, but we still had problems. People would not pay their bill, because if it didn't work out for them, they say, I don't want to pay that. And it's the last bill that people pay is the advertising.
Advertising, the last bill that they want to pay.
That's it. Yeah. And I had optical stores and roofing companies and window companies, or big ticket item companies that would advertise in my booklet.
How did you come up with the idea for the booklet? Because you're partners.
You know what? That is a good question. I don't know how I came up with that. And that is a good question. I don't know where I came up. I must have seen it someplace. I pick up my ideas from everywhere. I'm a type of guy that if I see something that intrigues me, I grab it. I bet you I probably picked it up from going to the U.S. side, because like Niagara Falls is a border city with Niagara Falls, New York. So we had relatives there, so we always go there. And I might have picked it up just seeing what they had in their mailbox and try to duplicate it back in Canada. But yeah, the direct mail was a big. I did that for quite a while. The direct mail.
How long?
I would say in my 20s, I probably did it for about, I bet you 5 years. 5 years, yeah. And then I tried other different businesses. I'll tell you, I was trying to import, export, you have no idea. So eventually.
You move fast, Rob. You're a fast mover.
Oh, no kidding. No kidding. I did work for a cellular company and for just a short bit. When I worked with them, there was a couple of top sales guys that were in there. They didn't like me being there because I right away went into sales mode, and they were making my life difficult. And the owner of the company didn't want to ruffle feathers with the top guys because they're their top guys. I'm the new guy, but I'm actually selling quite a bit, and I'm making the top guys. They were so comfortable being at the top that they didn't want. Now this new guy comes in and selling a lot of packages to companies and individuals that they were feeling like, hey, this guy can make us look pretty bad here. So
you're shaking the tree.
I was very, very, I'm hungry. I got to make money. I'm married. I got kids, and I got to make money. So, but that's my personality: driven, go, and get things done. And so I did that for a while. Then after while everybody kept telling me, Rob, you got to get your real estate license, get your real estate license. You love real estate. You talk about it. You bought real estate. So I decided in 97, I'm going to go for it. And in October of 1997, I got my real estate license. And the first thing I did was I took a Mike Ferry course. He's the originator of coaching and
was in Mike Ferry for 7 years.
Yeah, there you go. He was coaching me.
In 2006, it's about 2006, 7 to about 2013.
Oh wow! So yeah, I was in yeah, he's still around, Mike Ferry. He should be in the Hall of Fame for coaching real estate, because I think he was one of the originators, I think, for that. So back then in Canada, you could call expireds. Now you can't. And so there was a guy in my office doing it, and everybody's saying, Rob, you got to do this. This is got to do. So I went to Mike Ferry course. I did the coaching, and I had 2 headsets on. You know how you could dial up one phone and do, now we got dialers, but back then, so my business was built on that in the late 90s and early 2000s, and I did very well with it. I did very well. I became probably one of the top 5 real guys on our board very quickly. My first year, I think I was ranked number 35 on the board, and then I moved up every year after that. And then we've kept ranked probably for the last I think 8 to 10 years, number 1 on our board. And I've held that spot, and it's a good indicator for me to know that I'm doing the right job and progressing in my business. But now, we've got a strong brand in our market, very strong. If you had to go to anybody in the marketplace and ask them, name 3 real estate agents, I would assume, and I think I would be one of the names that they would say in the top 3. We moved into a second market just 3.5 years ago, we're progressing and moving along. Yeah,
that's exciting. So it's funny that you say about the expires, because when I got into the business in 04, 05, in 06, I found out about expires, and I built my whole business around that business, and I quickly shut up in the business because of that, because of focusing on those people. And in fact, right now, I'm starting again to get back into working with this, because in our market in Philadelphia, we do have expired listings.
Oh, you can do that, yeah. So if I was there in Philadelphia, I'd be all over it, and I'd have my team all over it, because because those are the people that want to sell. That you're targeting, but here in Canada, we got a lot more strict rules than anywhere probably in the world, so we're limited what we can do here.
So you started you started the business in 97.
Yes, October of 97.
So did you have an admin yet?
Not yet. I was by myself for the first probably 18 months to 2 years. I was with a company called Home Life when I first started. And the only reason I went to Home Life is because my uncle knew the guy, so I kind of went there just because of him, and I realized as I was getting busier and starting to make a name for myself, I had to make a decision. Do I want to make a name with myself with them, or do I want to go with the top company in my market? So I went with Remax, and they were number 1, not only in Canada, but in our market and many markets all across different cities and towns in Canada. So if I'm going to affiliate my name, I wanted to affiliate it with a top company that we were here in Canada. So
you have an assistant.
I haven't. Yes, I have an assistant. Yeah.
Then what happens?
So I had an assistant to help me with the paperwork and everything, and I started off with just a part-time assistant because I didn't want to, you're watching your expenses right now, so as I was doing more deals, I was able to do quite a few deals by myself. I'd be doing 80 to 90 deals, by myself. And back those days when I was doing that, really, I mean, not everybody had a fax machine, and really nobody was doing email. So you literally had to, go right to their house and see them person to person. So you're running around a lot more, and you're working late hours back in those days. It's not like today,
A lot of running around, Rob.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Do you ever remember triplet kits?
Yes. Oh, yeah. I know. And sometimes to do a deal face to face with somebody and having agents come in, present and everything, it kind of brings back old times, how it used to be. And you know what? It was a good feeling, actually, because we're doing a lot of things by especially with COVID, virtual and with DocuSign and all that kind of stuff. So it was nice to, sometimes do a deal with the homeowners there, sitting at the table and talking to them, and having a coffee or a drink after the deal's done.
You have real face-to-face,
yeah,
live interaction. Well, it's definitely missed by pretty much, I think, most people anyway, especially the extroverts.
Yes, exactly.
I'm an introvert extrovert, if you've ever heard of that, but that's another story. So tell me, last year, COVID, you were shut down, we were shut down, lots of people were shut down, but you told me backstage you implemented over 15 new things last year in your business.
Yes.
Let's dive into that.
Okay, yeah, it was a scary moment. I remember in mid-March there, it was a scary moment. So so we had to make a decision. So with my sales manager and my operations manager, we kind of sat down and just said, okay, what are we going to do we got to go into this COVID thing. And we were being coached at the time by Chet Black. And so he was a big key factor into doing everything that we did and took us through the COVID. One of the things, first thing right away, we ordered a 3D the Matterport. So all our listings got 3D virtual done on any new listing. So that was one key factor that we had to do, just because virtual showings were happening with the 3D tour. Another thing that we did was the virtual open houses. So we actually would go live online and talk about the house and kind of gauge through each room and talk about what's happening in that. And also we were able to do that with agents, clients, and our clients that are looking at our listings. We can actually do like a walkthrough before they come through. So we actually condensed the amount of people going through a house and basically qualified the ones that really wanted to see it during the March, April, and May time, where it was, we were unsure about what's going on with this COVID, and people loved it. We were able to talk about the house right online, and then people would ask us questions. Hey, what about this, or what's this? And we can answer any questions right online. It was all virtual, and it was like Facebook Live, all that kind of stuff. It was really good. That was one aspect of it. We call that video streaming. We started up Golfi TV. We brought in Golfi University. So we put together Golfi University for our agents that we were onboarding, new agents. It's great. So they have to complete Golfi University now before they can actually start getting leads, especially the newer agents.
What's part of that? What does that entail?
It just tells everything, how we operate, from handing a listing, doing a listing, follow-up calling, how to work. We work with Follow-Up Boss, how to use Follow-Up Boss. It is amazing. A lot of the agents, after they go through it, they can actually go back and learn different things. The Golfi University it's a way of they know our culture. It explains everything. Sometimes it takes about a week or two to get through it. We've a pretty elaborate thing that we have. A lot of it's on video. All our structures, all our anything that we implement here, anything that we do, it's all on Golfi University, and it's fantastic. So everybody has to go through Golfi University when they when new agents get onboarded.
You have that in Facebook or Workplace or Kajabi or?
It's in Workplace. We have that all in Workplace. We use Workplace for everything. If anybody's looking for anything that we have our listing presentation on Workplace. They can upload it and put it on their laptop. We have everything on there. So there's nothing missing. They just have to search it and it'll be there on Workplace.
How many different modules do you think you have in there for training for your new agents?
I would have to have Rose, my operations manager. I'm just looking at it. So we've got on Workplace, if I go on there, we've got, the coming soon, the presentation, all the forms, company announcements, team meetings, print ads that we use, the reviews, the Golfi Times. We have a newsletter that comes out once a month.
That's cool. So you have that goes out to your entire database?
We have a database, a different newsletter. It's our Market Watch newsletter that goes out once a month to our database, and we have the direct mail piece that we do that. But we have scripts on Workplace. We've got things about mortgages, the admin team, staging, everything.
People. It's funny, Rob. I talk to a lot of new agents coming into our company. We're talking to a lot of people right now, and one of the things is that I don't think anybody really knows how much you need to learn in this business, because in Philadelphia or Pennsylvania, I should say, it's 75 hours for the license. I think it's longer for you in Canada, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So 75 hours, and then it's like drinking from a fire hose for the next, 6, 8, 12 months, basically, because you have all this information coming at you. How do the agents get up and running so quickly in your team?
They go to Golfi University. Then we have a mentor. We've got about 5 mentors on our team that mentor other agents that come on board, so that they can. And then we give a percentage to that mentor, but it doesn't come. We don't take it off our new agents, and we reward them for just because they have somebody they can call if they need to show up at a listing presentation. Anything that new agent needs, we call them partners. They have a mentor that they can go to, and it saves any headaches and everything. And the mentors love it because now they've got like this other little source of income coming in, because every deal that the new agents do, they get a piece of it, and it works out really well. The mentor. We've got some great mentors, and now we have mentors that are mentoring other mentors how to mentor. So, yeah, because and we were trying to, absolutely. We got some great partners on our team, and it's working out well. We got great culture. It's just a lot of new things like. So
you implemented Workplace. You implemented Golfi TV, which I'm assuming is on Instagram TV, IGTV.
Yes, Instagram TV and on YouTube. We've done that. We even implemented virtual staging. We have our own staging company within our office. I've got probably about $80,000 to $100,000 worth of furniture, and we've got probably over 30 homes staged at any given time. So, and we've got a crew that takes down and removes, and they're steady. Like we've got a cube van that just constantly, they're moving stuff every single day.
Wow, is that a part of your listing package for your sellers, or is it in addition to, or?
No, it's part of our package. It's part of what we do. It's the full service business that we give to our clients. We don't charge them for staging, and if we need more furniture, our stager will go out and buy it, and it's added to our inventory of furniture that we have.
Wow, that's a lot of home stage. 30.
No kidding. It is a lot. Yeah.
I'm sure you have an amazing team behind you doing all these wonderful things. That's a great tool to bring to sellers.
Oh, it is. Yeah. A lot of other teams and agents cannot, they struggle to go up against us, and they can't offer what we have.
What made you offer that service?
You know what, to be competitive. At first we were paying for it. And I'm the type of guy, like, I'm looking at how much it's costing us. And I go, what if we had our own staging? And it just so happens, a girl that wasn't staging, she was leaving the staging business. She was becoming a realtor, and she had furniture. So I bought basically her business, her furniture. So that's how it got started, and it just blew up from there. And our staging consultant, she's running pretty good now. We have a second staging consultant that works with her, so that she's not working raggedy 16 hours a day.
Oh,
so yeah,
fantastic. So you mentioned to me briefly about the 1,000 something club.
Can you see that?
Tell me about this, Rob.
This is it. We're in. I'm doing 1,000 club for 2021, and we just want to get like-minded people that are in the same area that we're in. So last year we did over 720 transactions, and we want to hit 1,000. I've been wanting to hit that 1,000, and so I was looking for other agents that are in the that have done over 500 transactions. And I said, hey, do you want to be part of this group? And we share one thing once a month. And so there, if there's 10 of us, we might learn 10 new things every month. And it's just us trying to hit that 1,000 mark for 2021. And we just wanted people that, want to share it. We figured, we know a lot of people belong to a lot of other groups, and adding another hour per month, I don't know, but we've got a lot of stuff to share. We've learned a lot.
That's super exciting. Is part of that adding more agents to your company? Is that
adding more? Yeah. Oh yeah. Like we've got 10 right now. Most of them are in the US that are part of this. It's called the 1,000 Club. And we're going to be doing our first meeting, I think, in a couple of weeks, but maybe 10 days or something like that. And we're going to share some things that everybody's done. Everybody maybe gets 10 minutes and share things. And then I love that, because we're all going for the same goal. Our goal is to hit over 1,000. And I look at it. I have it on my wall. I have it on my desk. And you got to see it and believe it. And I know we can do it. And same thing with other people that wanted to join our 1,000 plus club. That's
super exciting.
Yeah, no, I'm very excited about it. Can't wait for the first meeting. It's going to happen in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, that's great. That's a great thing. That's fun. You got to keep things moving and fun. And what else is it about but enjoying the journey along the way? Oh,
absolutely, absolutely. We also had a university that has a business program there, I guess, and they were going for their masters. And we were approached because I knew somebody. We were approached, and they would do research on our business and research the industry. So we said, yes, we'll do it. It cost us $2,500. Amazing. I'm telling you, everybody must do this. Find out the local university that has the business program, and the kids that are going for their masters. The university, I'll tell you, they need to do research on a company, what they can do to improve it, and what their competition is doing that they're not doing. So the university approached us, and we said, yes, we're in. We're going to do it. And I couldn't believe the amount of information. I'll tell you, our business went like 180 degrees. It just and massive. We changed everything, and it was a game changer for us. We walk in now, we are so prepared. We put stuff together that a lot of agents don't have, and people are, and literally our business has changed. When we walk in, we've had clients say to us, you know what, you guys were so prepared. You guys, have everything. We're going with you just because we can tell you're so organized and prepared. And sometimes some of them didn't even say you don't have to do your presentation. And even if we do our presentation, they say, well, we knew we were going with you before you started the presentation. And so we put, and a lot of the agents are loving it because they know it was a game changer for us this year. So like I'm telling you, everybody go to your university, see if somebody's going for their master's degree, and see if they got a program where they will analyze your business, and they'll analyze your business. Not only that, they will help to find out what everybody, the industry is doing and how to make it better for you. It's unbelievable.
Wow. What types of things have you implemented from that?
So one thing that we implemented is that we put this booklet together, and I'm not sure if you can see it here. I got to move how this camera works. Okay. So this here's got tabs. So on the tabs, we've got, like, we leave with them after our presentation, the active listings, the expired, sold, and exclusive home selling strategy. So that's one thing that we leave with them when we go there. But also we put our marketing book together, and that gets dropped off to their house before we get there. So there's a lot of things that happen. So we get the phone call, we set the appointment with the client. We we set the appointment. Within 24 hours, they get a marketing guide from us in their mailbox, and it's actually delivered. We give it to them, and our driver that we have that works for us full time, she works 5 days a week here. We have a car for her. She drives and she does whatever we need to do. If we need to hang door knockers or like door hangers or whatever, she'll go to their house, knock on the door, give them an envelope with our marketing guide in there. After, we send them a text, probably the morning of, say, looking forward to meeting you, all that stuff. I hope you got our marketing guide and all that kind of stuff. So there's a lot of things, a lot of moving parts before we meet them. And when we get there, it makes it that much easier. It makes it that much easier. We came up with our Golfi legal size, what do you call it, folder. Yeah. And we went legal size because it's bigger, and you can't get missed amongst all the other 8.5 by 11 sheets of paper or folders or anything like that. So that makes a huge difference for us when we're going to our clients' homes, and we leave a bound product there. So it's made a big difference for us. We know it, and we've had people tell us that we have way more information and more to offer than any other realtors. And we're talking even top realtors and our other top realtors in our market that we compete with quite often.
So when did this change all occur? When did they do the study?
They did the study. It had to be probably summer of last year. Was it summer and fall? And then we started implementing everything. We started doing our printing, our marketing guides and everything. I had our graphic guys doing everything, working overtime, weekends, because I wanted to get this out before the new year. And we got it all done. We got it all done.
So. Is that new to this year or new to 2020?
It was 2020 that we did it, and we wanted it ready to roll out for January of this year. And it's made a huge difference. Yeah.
So what do you think? What do you think the difference is percentage-wise?
I think we're percentage-wise. I think it's going to percentage-wise. It'll be 10 to 20% more. Like, we're already up from last year's numbers, and but we can tell the feedback just from the people that are receiving our marketing guides, and we're going on listing presentations. Yeah, we see it and feel it already. Yeah. So
before that, did you have any of this?
We did, but not as elaborate as we did. We did have something. We did have a marketing guide. We show up there with it, but we really didn't drop things off to their house the day before or 2 days before. So like the other day, I had somebody that wanted to meet with me. I'm meeting them the next day. The same day I had a package in their mailbox delivered to them at their house. And I talked to the guy. He goes, "Wow, you guys are quick." And I go, "Yeah." I said, "We're serious about what we do, and we want to show you what we can do for you." So,
yes,
yeah, pretty awesome.
People like the speed of response.
Absolutely, absolutely.
See that on the front end.
Yeah.
It's going to set the stage for the rest of the relationship.
Oh, absolutely. A lot of them, they tell us that nobody else sent them something before they got there. Nobody, emailed them or anything. So it just, I think those little extra things make the difference. I mean, you need every competitive edge that you in today's market, especially the way with competing against other realtors, and we have it. I mean, we've brought the bar up to a high level if anybody wants to compete against us.
Yeah, that's excellent. So last year we were going through all the different things. You have the university, the workplace, you have the IGTV. What do you do on YouTube and IGTV? Is that seller videos?
Yeah, video tips and stuff like that. Video tips. We also put together winning in any market. We started that during COVID. Win in any market, and we had Adam Contos. We had John Cheplack on there. We brought in a lot of different people because all of us as agents, we didn't know where this was going. So we had a good following for. We were doing it, I think, every week or every 2 weeks, and we had a good following. And then as time went on, as the summer came into effect and the fall, we kind of tapered it off, and we still the odd time put something in there and winning in any market. That's on our Facebook group.
That's great. So I have a question for you, Rob. What do you look for when you're bringing in new either agents, not new, but new to you, or staff? What are some of the key traits, would you say, makes a great team member?
So we just interviewed a lady just the other day, and she had a great personality. And I'm sitting there and listening to her talk, and I'm going, and anyway, so my sales manager is right beside me, and we're talking, and we talked to her, and the last thing I said to her, like just as the meeting is ending, I said to her, "Were you born in April?" And she laughed, and she said, "Yeah, I'm an Aries." And I found a lot of Aries. I'm an Aries, so I was born in April, and I follow that stuff with the sign and everything, and I find that I've got a lot of Aries women on my team, and they're very successful. Aries women are very driven. They don't like being second or third. They want to be number one. So I've got a lot of Aries people in my office that are competing to be to strive and work more. It's never enough for them, no matter what it is. It's never enough, but it has to be the right personality. And so anyway, that's one. They have to be talkative. If they're not talkative, like, they got to be able to carry a conversation. If they're too much of an introvert, I may have to do a second interview to see if they are a true introvert. But we use the John Pike program. We've been using it, I don't know how many years now. It's got to be 6 years. And I'm not sure. It's like the DISC. It's a DISC program, and you might have seen them at one of the rate conferences years ago. It gives the DISC, and it tells you whether if they should be a buyer agent or a seller agent or not an agent at all. So everyone goes through that. You get a 72-page report about this person, and we go through that. We follow that pretty good. And sometimes John Pike will say, fast track this person, and we do, and we know, and when he says that, they do become great realtors with us. So we put them through a couple of interviews and also a program where they have to fill out a disc program, which is pretty good. And then if they connect with us, then you know what, we'll ask them to come on board with us as a partner.
Okay, that's a great. I'm going to look into that tool. So you're good at picking out the signs in the horoscope. What sign am I?
You have to be either a November. Is that Scorpio November, or you might be an Aries, I think.
I'm a Leo.
A Leo. So that would be
August.
August. Okay, that would have been one of my other choices because you're driven. You're very driven.
Yeah, Aries and Leos get along very well.
Yes, if you Google that, they're up there. Yeah.
I just thought that would be funny. That's cool. So the Keith Pike, that's very interesting. I'm going to look into that information. So how many agents are with you now on your team? We got
about 45 agents with us right now, and
wow.
Yeah, we're looking to grow it to 50, and our goal is to hit 1,000 this year. John has a formula. John Sheplack has a formula, and he says, if you follow that formula, we should hit that goal, no problem.
Which is the 10 per.
Yeah, I think it's 15 or something like that. But some agents do more and some agents do less. But he says the formula works out that way. So, but I thought actually that I would be able to do it with 30 agents, and it was struggling. So I was hovering around 30 there for such 28, 27 agents, and I thought I would be able to hit the 1,000 with the 30, but it's just it's hard. So
well, you have people coming in, going out, just through.
Yeah.
So there's always going to be that amount, right? Which could be, I don't know, 10, 15%.
Yeah, exactly. And
behind the 8 ball, 15%.
We've got some younger, newer junior agents here. They're young, and we have to, it takes time. It'll take them 6 months to get rolling. So, but once they're rolling, then they're in. They're like, now that the ball's rolling. And we find the younger agents are more inclined to be great at their follow-up and on their CRM and everything else like that. We find that the younger ones are fantastic on it. An agent in their first year with us, in their first year right out, like learning, like right out, no experience, are able to make somewhere between, I'd say, 75 to 100,000 in their first year. Second year, they're about 150 to 180. In the third year, they can be up to 250, no problem. And we've got a lot of agents like that. And if they follow our systems, they'll make money. And but yeah, making 80,000 in the first year with us is not a problem, especially.
Sounds like a great opportunity.
Oh yeah, you just got to work. That's it. You just got to follow through, and follow back. Yeah.
You had a conversation yesterday with an agent. I said, he asked me about the money, and I said, if you can, after 3 months of getting acclimated with everything, so let's just say that's June. From June to June, if you can't make 6 figures, then you're not actually following up, because all the systems and everything are in place, right, for the agent to make that kind of money. And it's just follow up, boss.
That's right. Yeah, we have all the tools to make money in this business, and if you follow them, you will make money. Now, if you're not making money, you're not following our systems, then you know what? You're probably better off maybe not being a realtor, or maybe just or they're just going through the motions. But we have all the tools for you to make it in this business. And
that sounds like you do. And you're advertising too. You're spending a lot of money in advertising and marketing. So all they need to do is plug right into your system, right?
Exactly. If they call somebody and say, let's say, hey, this is Jennifer from the Golfi team, right away they recognize who we are. There's not like, who are you? What is this? What's this about? Our brand is very strong in our market.
That's fantastic. So How are you going to celebrate when you hit the 1,000+ club?
You know, I know that's a good question. How will I celebrate? I don't know. It's more of a goal, a personal goal. It's not like I mean, if we're able, I'll have a party with my team, and hopefully, if we hit the 1,000 mark to 2021, hopefully by December 31st, after that is over, or Christmas, COVID's over, we can actually go and have functions and have parties and everything. I probably will have a big party with the whole team, and just having some fun, and definitely we'll do that.
You should get that plan, put it on the books when it's going to be.
I'm gonna, you know what? You're right. I'm gonna do that. Absolutely.
Yeah, just like it's already happened, right? Isn't that what we think? After it's already happened.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it on my vision board. I did my vision board through the holidays. I've got it all in my office there, and pardon?
What's on it?
I've got what my net worth is going to be in 5 years, 10 years from now. All the places I like to visit in the world. I want to go on a what do you call it, a donkey in the Grand Canyon. I put everything from what physically I want to be like, mentally, where I want to go, and my net worth, how I'm going to help people, who like giving back to the community, and to the, food for kids, and just every aspect of it. I did the whole plan. I did it through the holidays. And it's sitting in my office. And the one thing I'm going to do right now, just talking to you, is I'm definitely going to have a picture of our team with a big party someplace in 2000, either Christmas of this year or the beginning of next year, because we hit our goal.
That's fantastic. Now, your vision board, is that something that you do every year, or you update it every couple of years? You do it with your team?
We give everybody all the tools to do it with our team. So we got cut out cardboards, and we put all the different things that they could put as a vision board. Again, not everybody does it. They want to do it, but they think about doing it. But there's a percentage of our team that does do it, but we give them the tools to do it. I have the vision board that I have. I do it probably once every 5 years. But I have the yearly goals that I even have that on there, the yearly goals on my vision board. But I also do other goals, like 90-day goals, 60-day goals, 30-day, all those, the today goals, and if I'm revising my vision board, I'll add it. I'll type it out, write it on there, and just add it to the board. And just keep adding to it, and you'd be amazed. I'm going to tell you, like, it's so crazy, but you'd be amazed of what you write down, and then 2 years go by, and like, wow, you check off, and I actually check off with a black marker what I've achieved, and it's amazing what you achieve, even subconsciously. Years ago, I used to just put it in my phone. And my goals, and how many transactions I want to do, the income I wanted to make, and and everything, and you forget about it. You have the notes in your notes in your phone, and years later you look at it. Wow, I hit all these goals. Like, it's amazing when you write something down how effective it is, and you just gotta write it down, and then and it'll happen. I went to a Tony Robbins conference. It was Business Mastery, and it was in Palm Springs. Is it Palm Springs in Florida? We wrote down, I think, 8 to 10 things on a piece of paper, and we put our address down and on there, and sealed it in an envelope, and gave it to Tony Robbins. Like 9 months or a year later, I get it. I hit 80% of my goals on that list. I couldn't believe it. So you got to write it down. So I write everything down. I got a big whiteboard in my office, and anything I have, I write it down. It's just, it's the way to go.
I do believe in writing it down. I think a lot of times we forget the basic things, and it's always going back to the basics that makes us successful, because it comes back down to the micro commitments of what we're going to do today to move the business forward. And the only thing we can focus on is what we're going to do today.
Yeah, absolutely. I was listening to your podcast. Was it 2 weeks ago? What's her name? Was it Jennifer? You were with, was it, who are you doing your podcast 2 weeks ago? What's her name? She's opening up in different markets. Maybe it wasn't 2 weeks ago. Maybe it was more.
Yes. Sarah.
Yes. So 18 minutes into it, she said something. And what I do is because I listen to it while I'm driving, right? So I'm looking at it and I'm listening to your podcast, and I'm 18 minutes into it. She said something about, I can't remember what it was, but I have it. So I'm going to go back to your podcast, listen to it where it was 18 minutes in the 18-minute mark. And she mentioned something. You were saying to her, it's crazy how much stuff you do that people don't realize and other agents don't do, like the all behind the scenes stuff. So things like that, I will write down as I'm driving, or I'll put it through my recorder on my phone and say, hey, 18 minutes podcast, Maria, so I go back to it, write it down, and then I implement it. I'm telling you, that's how I operate. I implement a lot of things that I listen to and everything. So.
Great. Well, you need to have that implementer too in your life. I know you have a great team around you, and they're very supportive, and they get it done. So you bring it. I love it.
Thanks.
I love it. So I'm reading a bunch of different books right now, Rob. Is there anything that you're reading that you're like, this is amazing, or I read in the last year that you really loved?
So my all-time favorite book is Think and Grow Rich. That book I read when I was 20 years old, 19 or 20 years old. And I read it 2 or 3 times. I listened to it by cassette tapes. I listened to it by Audible, and I'm now back reading it again. That book, when I read that the first time, looking back, everything in that book was so true. It did happen. It happened for me. You're going to have ups and downs in your life. You're going to like business, this and that. It just like that nothing changed in the world. Like the whole world changed, but those things that he wrote in that book is absolutely true. If one book in the world that any entrepreneur should read, the first book should be Think and Grow Rich. And you should read it more than once. I'm reading it again 35 years later. It's an awesome book. And yeah, I'm listening to Ryan Serhant right now with his new book, Big Money on it. I'm listening to that book right now.
How is that?
It's a great book. He's a very enthusiastic guy. I mean, the guy, he's the right guy for being a role model in the industry. Like he's he's got what it takes. You know what I mean? Like he's a likable guy. The guy works hard. The guy's got it all together, and I love what he's showing and doing and everything. He's a good role model for realtors out there. Absolutely.
Yeah, no doubt. He brings it.
Yeah, for sure.
I want to have a film crew following me around. Yeah,
that'd be great. You should. I'm telling you. You know what I found? I found in this world, there's going to be most people will like you of your marketing. A lot of people don't like you. And I remember when I first started marketing, I was like, what are people going to think? I was a little shy about it. Now I'm like, hey, I don't care. You should see, I'll brand anything. I bought a transport truck trailer.
A what?
A transport truck trailer. A trailer. You know the transport trucks?
No.
So I was renting this warehouse on the side of a highway that has probably, I'm not sure, is it 60,000 people a day or 6 million? I don't know, whatever. 60,000 people a day drive by on this it's a main artery of a highway. It's huge. So I said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to buy a tractor trailer, transport tractor trailer, and I put my branding on the side of it. And it's right on the side of the highway there. Everybody drives by, 60,000 people every day will see it. And my head is above the tractor trailer. So I made it. So if everybody thinks I have a big head now with this business, they're going to really, I just proved it, and I just solidified it when they drive by on the highway, when they drive by this place, I have this tractor trailer.
I love it.
That's it.
You know, you got it. Hey, fortune favors the bold, Rob.
Go big or go home.
Yeah, well, we're getting ready to do some big things, so they'll be launching in the next, several months. But you got to just keep going and go get it.
Absolutely, that's it.
Nobody's bringing it to you, so no matter how successful you are, you constantly have to keep going, because if you're not, then you're going the opposite way. Yeah,
exactly. You just gotta, push forward and just keep going and keep learning. You don't stop learning in this business. Just got to keep going. And that's what I do. I love what I do. There's nobody, I don't know if anybody loves this business more than me, but I do love this business more than anything. So to me, I've never woke up one day, ever since I had my real estate license, ever said, oh, I don't feel like getting up and not going to work. I get up and I'm ready to go. I've never ever said I can't do this today. I just want to stay home. Never. And so if you love, and I'm telling you, people that aren't realtors or becoming realtors, they'll find out if they love this business. Either you love it or you hate it. If you hate it, find something else that you love. But I'll tell you, a lot of the agents, a lot of team leaders, and like yourself, Maria, I love this business so much that I'll be doing this for the rest of my life. Not because, and it's not about the money anymore now. I just love doing it. And that's what's great about it now.
Yeah, I think it's for us, for me anyway, I think for you too, it's about the people we serve, whether that's our clients or sellers or buyers or, our agents, the people that, we partner with, because they're our partners. Because we sell like you, we sell real estate, right? We're not an open brokerage company. We are a company that serves consumers. So our agents are our partners, not our clients. And that's I think that makes a big difference. And teaching being entrepreneurial, right? So that having that entrepreneurial mentality and owning it. Like I talked to Nick, I had him on a couple of weeks ago, or maybe it was last week. The weeks are flying by.
Yes.
He said, and I've been talking about this. Yes, we do support the work that you do, agent, but you are still the pilot. So it's your job to land the plane, even though we have all these other people helping you, right? Assisting you.
That's right.
That ownership of it and making sure that that person owns the result of making it happen.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And we just got to make sure that all the engines are running and we keep on top of things, and that's it. We're a different breed of people, Maria. We and we hang out with just like yourself. We get together. We know John Cheplack, Rate Group, all those guys.
Yes.
We are a different breed of people in this business.
Groups and wonderful humans. Mm-hmm. In those groups and caring. A lot of people, will give back. And I think giving back into the community and helping the community rise up and showing there's business for everybody. It's tons of opportunities out there, right?
Oh, huge opportunities out there. Yeah. It's an awesome business to be in. I don't think there's a better business out there that gets the return and you get to deal with great people and it's a great business to be in.
It's a great business. It's a great time with you today. Thank you so much for sharing all these wonderful things with our audience.
Yeah, thanks for having me. You know what? It was a pleasure, and I'm honored that you thought of me to be part of your podcast.
I love it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, and you keep on being the solution, Rob. And give my regards to your team. And I'm cheering you on for the 1,000 clubs.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Have a great day.
See you soon.